All right, welcome to the stream of Runesia. Okay, we are going to continue a place forbidden because I was watching yesterday's stream and I noticed something that I must have forgotten. And I was getting frustrated by something, and I must have forgot that. So, yeah. Continue. So, this continues by rooms, therefore, we gotta do it all again. So, yeah. If I fucking remember. I don't think there's... We gotta pick up the brass key, that's right. We gotta go here. Alrighty then. Fuck you. In.
Oh, good. You're finally here. Certainly kept the suspense going. Stay right there. We shall be with you shortly, and once we're there, we'll turn your form into something more palatable. More arms and thinking. More legs. The eyes out. Stay right there.
Just double check. Okay. Kill. Okay, so right here, I think. Yes. So this is a room. Don't listen to them if you can help it. You and me were birds of a feather, I can tell. Better to pull the covers over your head and cover your ears, in case you hear something you don't wanna. Sit down and let the inevitable wash over you. I take this fate to turning into one of those husks. Brrr. Gives me shivers. But if you're really hell-bent on rappelling into the lion's gullet, and don't say I didn't warn you, I guess you need all the help you can get. Here's what I have to say. Listen carefully. So this is what I didn't notice last night. This is already here. When I was doing this, the phone thing, I thought that this was given by the phones, but no. So...
You just...
Okay. Let's go for this one.
Stop thinking.
Yeah.
Find nothing. Can harm. Everything is.
Okay, so I feel like it's 1-5.
You.
Right? 1-5.
Stop.
You just stop thinking.
Can harm.
4.
Fine.
Oh.
Everything.
Wait, no, that's not it.
You just.
You just stop thinking.
Stop thinking. Find nothing. Can is.
Oh, you just stop thinking. Everything is fine.
You just
No way.
stop thinking. Everything is. Cannot.
Fuck.
Fine. Everything is fine. Nothing can harm
You
you.
just stop thinking.
Stop thinking.
There we go. Play dumb all you like. The librarian already knows your body, inside and out. He spent all of his time searching, and eventually he found his goal. There are places even in the digital world where things not meant for mortal eyes lurk. He caught only the slightest glimpse of one such place, and it was enough. The eyes of the librarian were upon him. From that point forward, what happened was destined to happen. And worst of all, he would never find the knowledge he sought. Maybe it's better that way. Alright. So this is what we didn't figure out last night. So this is the way to go to deliver the fucking thing. So let's just do the others first. I don't remember which one this was. Oh, this one, okay. Let me grab the fucking plaques. Here's the cabinet. Tab 4. Get a speed run through this. If you like want to watch this and how to like figure it out, just go to last night's stream and it's right there. Or if you want to like figure it out properly, I guess, because I'm just speed running this shit. I already did everything. Do I have it all? Nothing here. Nothing here. Okay. I know more than the others, but I won't tell you. He spent too much time alone, thinking, and that accelerated his downfall. A terrible thing befell that woman he claimed to have loved. It consumed him, consumed his every waking moment, whether or not he had been loved back. The depression lost him his job and his home, turning a sad wreck of a human being into a sadder, hollower thing. His focus, his obsession never strayed. She was gone from his life, and as far as he was concerned, that was all that mattered. Even when a family member took him in and sheltered him, he all but ignored them, so enwrapped with himself was he. Okay, so we got the cabinet, we did that thing. Let's continue. And I think this, no, that's the phones one. I think it's this one now. For the chest. Yes. Alright. Here's the key. Again, I'm just speed running this shit. Open sesame. Bam, skadoodle, skadash, pow, pow, pow. So that's 8, 4, 3, 1. 8, 4, 3, 1. What's wrong with you, buddy? Okay. 8, 3. You little shit. Like you hadn't done enough already. Now I'm trapped here. Damned to repeat this shit like I'm a goddamn tape recorder. If you had an ounce of remorse, you'd dash your brains out on the nearest wall. He was never much good at forming connections with people, and this time wasn't any different. That woman who'd walked into his life spent a night and a half with him and recognized him for what he was. An empty, half-formed piece of sentient scum. Naturally, he took eons more from their brief tryst than she ever intended. I still don't know what this word means. Spent days upon days picking their every second together apart, thinking about what he could have done differently. Not once did he even consider what he should have known in the first place, that there just wasn't anything to him. He wasn't person enough for himself, let alone another. And there's the last piece. Alright. About goddamn time, dude. Last night it took me way too much time, dude. So now it should be yes. Again, I'm speedrunning this. So Rolodex, thing, cabinet. I knew you'd come. Very well, I'll speak. He was always inclined towards solitude, not that he had any choice in the matter. In fact, if he had, perhaps solitude would not have been his lot. But he was terrible with words, worse with speaking. It wasn't so much a matter of laughter at his expense. He was merely a curiosity, an ingrown strange thing, vaguely uncomfortable but otherwise without note. There was one exception to this lonely existence. As he aged, he found himself in the position of an archivist, surrounded only by dust, dead things, dead words. Though he had grown used to the solitude, he hated it with a burning, quiet passion. Thus, when a graduate student about his age came to plumb the dry and dead things, he forced himself to strike up conversation with her. To his delight, she returned his words, and for the first time in ages he felt his heart beat a little faster. Ain't that a cute little thing? So now, it should be different. Ah, there it is. What's this? Enter what? I don't fucking know. What am I supposed to enter, dude? Is this the way out? Seems like it. Okay. He was aware enough to be jealous, though she rebuked his advances, though she suggested the two of them never see each other again. It was, of course, not enough for him. He would come by daily, nightly. When she locked the door, he would continue to bang on it. When she called the police, he still found ways to watch from afar, until one night, that is, when he watched an unknown foreign shape enter her abode. Though he could only barely make the silhouette out. what happened to me? He could tell it was a man, and that was enough to send him into a rage. The authorities arrived too late on scene to save anyone. Though the fire was contained, the victims died of smoke inhalation. Some words I just can't pronounce them, dude. I don't know why. Somehow, they hadn't been able to open the front door. The screwdriver keeping it jammed was no longer at the scene of the crime, of course. When I next opened my eyes, I found myself on an empty road in a desolate place. There was a faint, ephemeral quality to everything. It didn't fill me with confidence. In the back of my head, I felt a thought burn like a fallen ember from the end of a cigarette. Was I free? Was I still trapped within the library's vast expanse? And how could I tell, even if I arrived home and everything was as it had been? How could I know if the librarian's voice wouldn't be just on the other side of every door of every window forever? I guess it doesn't matter either way. At the end of everything, I never found what I'd come to the library to gain. For the rest of my life, I think I'll find myself wondering just what I missed. Perhaps the failure was a blessing, empty as I find myself left. Perhaps there was something even worse waiting for me, if I'd only looked a little deeper. Aw, come on, bro, I wanted to look a little deeper. But I doubt it. That's it. Aw, come on, bro. What was the code for that? I don't know, man. Should we go back and try to, like, figure out what the code was for that shit? Really kind of want to figure out, like, what the code for that is. Can we continue on that level? Oh, come on, dude. So now we gotta start all over again. Well, guess that does it. A Place Forbidden has been completed. Kind of, sort of. Extras. What? Prologue? What's the prologue? Is that like a full demo? The Library of Ouroboros. I'm finally here. It's almost anticlimactic to stand so easily within. If the rumors are true, the library contains knowledge beyond anything one might hope to find on Earth. Words of power, occult learnings, enough to transcend death. It will be mine, all of it. I just need to know where to look. Locked. Damn. Why is the game running better today? So was this the demo before the game was like fully released? A transcript. I've been having these nightmares, Doctor. I'm alone, but I don't feel alone, not like I should. Rather, there's no one with me. But that's not to say there's nothing around. It's difficult to explain, but it is an uncomfortable feeling. Something drones low in the background all the while. I can hear snatches of whispers, but only just barely, like something is conversing with me just out of my range of hearing, just as something is watching just out of my sight range. Everything's too still. It's wrong. I don't remember how I got there, and I can't figure out how to leave. Everything is all hallways upon hallways. Shelves of books that look like they've never been opened. Almost all of them are still, and yet I get a feeling like I mustn't open any of them. Whatever I do, there's a pull toward them. Of course, the sense that I will learn more than I could ever hope to on Earth. But there's a danger, a vague, creeping danger. The feeling that something is very, very interested in every move I make. Who or what it might be, I don't know. I don't know if it wants to bring me in or if it wants me to leave. How does it end? Well, as I mentioned, there's no real way to escape. Every place I go leads to more rooms, but eventually, after a time, I don't really hear them so much as feel them. Look no further, look no further, look no further. And then I wake, and every time I feel farther from this world. To be honest, Doctor, I hope it's all in my imagination. I hope I'm afflicted with some kind of mania, because a place like that can't exist, shouldn't exist. And if it does, then I can only hope that no one else would be so unfortunate as to visit it. Biographies, I've heard of none of these people. Novels, science fiction and fantasy, as well as a few stray romance novels. Books on philosophy, history, and a few stray encyclopedias, not useful. A few volumes stand out on math and physics, but the rest are from more obscure wings of science. Interesting, but not what I'm looking for. This section contains mostly horror novels. How droll. Here's the book I want, isn't it? A partial history of the library. The library of Ouroboros wasn't so much built as it simply came to be. That much we've been able to glean from the early murky tales about a certain endless structure rich in occult knowledge. The first tale was penned by an unnamed Gaelic mystic who compiled a variety of accounts from travelers complaining of strange dreams. Many of these travelers' accounts of the place were the same endless hallways of strange materials, magic devices that seemed to give off light or sounds without any visible source. But rarely were there many tangible details, aside from these characteristics and the font of knowledge ringing the walls of the place. This, of course, changed in approximately 670, when the mystic was visited by a lone woman. She was reportedly wild-eyed, half-mad, and complaining of dreams much the same as her fellows. But she claimed that these dreams became reality, briefly, and that she at one point even visited that bleak place. She claimed to run into a dark, amorphous figure with a score of glowing red eyes. This figure apparently spoke to her, promising her black knowledge should she only pledge herself to it. Though the mystic asked how this woman escaped such a place, the woman gave him no explanation. In fact, she spoke no further, withdrawing from the mystic's hut to begin her traveling anew. She was never seen or heard from again. This testimony is hardly a concrete example of the library's existence, but it certainly makes one wonder. If tales like this could exist from the earliest days of modern man, what other truths could lie buried deep in the past should one be willing to tunnel through the cobwebs of years to reach the ancient tales hidden beneath? The Minister's Doom, Act... Oh, this is, yeah, I already read this last night. On the Founder, they came to the domain a blank canvas in the cosmos from places unknown and old as time. They have existed longer than man, longer than the sentient stones of longer than the cosmic force that runs through all things. They have always been. They saw the ruin that coursed through the universe, the constant in and out flux of entropy, and with entropy went items of worth, and it was that worth that they sought to salvage, not things, ideas, thoughts, power intangible. Through the years they reached for their powers were immense. Through eons they snatched up secrets, dark and light, but it wasn't long before it all became too much, even for those ancient. The remaining pages have been torn out of this book. In their place is a single piece of lined paper with an untidy scrawl standing up on it in red ink. The key to go further could have been deciphered from the last word in each of these books, but I tore them out. I couldn't let anyone else go any deeper. Sorry, but trust me, it's better this way. As you close the book, you make out a single word scratched, not written, into the inner cover. Your predecessor must have missed it, or else it was made after the note was placed. Telephone. Okay, cool. Cool, bro. Almanacs. Useless. Welcome message from all our staff. Welcome, we're glad you're here. As we're sure you're aware, the Library of Ouroboros is located in a picturesque part of Britain, atop a grassy knoll east of Sussex. Many rural townships, obviously bereft of their own libraries, refer their villagers to the library. It is beloved by all. Okay, yeah, I read that. So, I mean, this is the prologue. Just give me the goddamn key, bro. Where the fuck is the key? Alright? Give me the key. I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna enter the game and I'm gonna kill everybody. I'm gonna kill the librarian, the minister. Oh wait, I didn't... This door is immobile. I can only imagine what strange arcane secrets lie behind its varnished surface. Can't pick up trash. Oh. It was right there. All along. Okay, there we go. That book mentioned my name. A coincidence, nothing more. Besides, it was mistaken. The library wasn't in England. I found it in the German city of Elberg, sequestered away. Such a small and assuming front, as if by looking so plain it might hide from the rest of the world. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, this time you're not fucking tricking me with what you tricked me with last time. You're an avid reader, aren't you, Bernard? You can't read these books, but don't fret. They'll pave your road to new knowledge. If you're stuck, think of yourself like a cataloger or a librarian. That has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? The case toward the window seems as good a place as any to start. A frigid scene, there was no fog outside earlier. The key to work. Again with a fucking locked goddamn box. So these books don't seem to be readable. This no. That's 4 books. Stacked. Could it be? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But what's their order? No way. Bro, I'm not ready to fucking spend like 700 minutes again in a goddamn prologue. I just completed the game. I'm not. Goddamn. I'm not gonna spend fucking trying to figure out the shit, the fucking prologue, dude. Is the code the amount of books in the shelves? Because there's 4 shelves. Let's try it. Why not? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So let me actually use my chat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So 4, 6, 5, 3. Oh. Okay then. I've never felt threatened by a chair before. Grow a pair then. Seems like someone tried to bar this room off. I can't remove the nails with my hand. Well, then we're gonna need a screwdriver, won't we? Which is right here. Okay. How is this possible? Wow, the prologue is pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Played this. Picked up, you'll regret it. You'll regret it, you'll regret it. Something is wrong. I need to leave now. Something is scratching its way into my head.
Your mind is small. curiosity, your potential. We have something more in mind for you. We think you'll like it.
Okay. Thank you for visiting our library. All right. So that's the prologue done just for the sake of it, you know. And the game completed. Boom, skedaddle, skadoosh, pow, pow, pow. Right on. Now, I downloaded another horror game for us to play. Let me see if it's on the fucking Twitch list, because sometimes they're not. What's it called again? Really? It's not. Come on, bro. Oh, fuck it. We're not gonna go into any fucking category then. Can I not just be in no category? There we go. No category. Fuck it. I don't give a shit. Okay, so let's give this one a go. It's also a full game. It's not another prologue. It's free to play on Steam, so I saw it. It seemed interesting. It is early access though, so let's see how it is. Okay, continue game. What? Full screen, yes. Put shadow quality at low. No motion blur, cause fuck that. Let's put it at 80? Sure, why not? Okay. Let's try. How is it? Seems alright. Yeah. I think it's better if we go. Ah, fuck. But then the thing is, go low with that, and oh yeah, that improved it quite a lot. Okay. She spent more time with this needle than with me. Didn't even see her one last time. Okay, so for a little bit of like a background on this game. So supposedly this is like an East Asian fantasy type deal game, and it's free on Steam. It's early access, but I saw a couple of screenshots and shit and seemed really interesting. A couple of reviews said that the game is a really nice concept because you use this needle to play the game, but the game is short, so I mean, we'll see. Ha. Mom? Oh, dude, that's cool as fuck, actually. But what? Wait, I don't get it. Oh. Oh. Hello. Wait, what? Hold on, I know this place. She hated when I played in her storage room. Worn right down to the frame. Is that blood on the spool? I don't remember these being so detailed. Oh, look at that. That's cool as fuck, actually. Super neat, bro. It's just stupid that fucking Twitch doesn't have this game. Why don't you have this game? This game looks cool as fuck. And I need to go take a piss. So hold on. We gotta do this, and then I need to check it out. Is this the right key? It is. Oof, that was quite the kick on the microphone. Holy shit. By kick, I mean elbow hit thing stuff. I'm sorry if I'm causing any like noise. I probably should mute myself. Okay, fixed. Probably should also change the title to something that hold on. I still can't believe that, like, Twitch doesn't have this game. Are you fucking shitting? Ging. Okay. It doesn't. It literally does. Oh, man. Okay, then. Welp. So be it, dude. Fuck it. Let's carry on. The fuck are you? This an enemy? Oh, hey there, little guy. Oh, what? Oh. Oh. Bet I can use the needle on that claw. Oh. Oh. Well. Yo, I mean, um, oh, now it works. This loom's about to disintegrate. Guess she couldn't afford another. I saw some people talk about like how there were some buggy things. It's okay though, it's an early access. Booked from sunrise to sunset. This schedule's insane. Examine. She could barely afford a ream of cloth before she was famous. Okay. Look at that. Gotta light the lantern. What? Feels like I'm being stared at. This schedule is inhuman. She must have worked constantly. What is this? How do I, does it have to be the blue fire? Puzzles, puzzles. We got the puzzles. Ah, there we go. Mom didn't teach me all her tricks, but I know my way around a basic stitch. A bit cocky. Is the bridge broken? That cloth looks like it's about to fly away. Oh. Why would you need to sprint here? Whatever. And where's the fire? I know she's going to hate me. I wish she wouldn't. I wish I could explain. A major investor sees my work and wants to help me expand. It's like I'm dreaming. If she was older, she'd understand. I'll have better materials, more sales, even my own workspace. Our life is going to change. My life will change. With no staff, I'll be working harder than ever. I'm already burning the candle at both ends, but I'd do anything for her to have a good life. The boarding school is a good one. I made sure of that. It has nice classes in the big yard for her to play in. God, I'm going to miss running in the field with her. Writing this makes me feel terrible. I want you to have what I didn't, Ayaka. I promise I will make this up to you. I'll make things perfect. I thought she didn't want me anymore. If only I'd known. Oh, I see. Mom, wait. Can we talk? This doesn't feel right. What's going on, Mom? It's still after me? Oh, yes, it is. I need to find those effing things. Oh, there it is. Shit. Well, I'm dead. That it? Oh. Where's this circle? Here they are. You fucker. What am I supposed to do? It's like... Oh. Whoa, you hit fucking, like, got reach, bitch. Oh my god, I forgot. Okay. Wait. Oh, what? Oh. Okay. Our room or my prison? It hurts so bad to fall asleep and wake up alone. I was so mad when I ripped these dolls apart. She spent days making them. I'd never seen her so hurt. Maybe I can fix one thing in this room. Mother and daughter, at peace at last. Aww. Thread can move some objects. My lantern toy is just like how I remember. Well, if I have a lantern in a closed door... Wait, this is just like the lanterns in the halls. She remembered. Yeah. What else do I do? No. What is that? Oh. Oh. Lol. I'm missing parts of our. We can fix this together just like the dolls. You just have to show me the truth. Is that the monster over there? I just ran from this fucker. I gotta run from this fucker again? Come on, bro. Oh, crouch to move quietly. What an ugly motherfucker, dude. Yeah, I really like this. The string, just like. Okay, so I assume that his trigger is that red vision. Okay, dude. Great. Motherfucker, dude. God damn it. You cool? You bitch. Okay, we cool. Can you looking everywhere for me? You take a gander on the other way? There has to be an exit somewhere. I just can't get caught. Oh. Interesting. I'm a great sewer, dude. Look at that. What? There we go. Why am I always complicating things, man? That has to be the way out. Kinda stupid, don't you see the fucking things? Like... Oh, shit. Yeah, bitch. Get fucked. That was a sudden cut. I get it, cause yeah, needles and cuts and shit. Think she wants me to follow her, but how can I move this platform? What fucking platform? This one? Well, obviously you have to use this. Probably cut that. There it is. Boom. This is secret room again? Is this supposed to be me? This is supposed to be you, I mean, goddamn. How is she able to submit to all of these? Mom's greatest workshop. I guess it's time to learn the truth. Wow, that was it? Damn. Okay, they really were not lying when they said the game was fucking short. The that was really fucking short. I mean, we completed, or we finished. It was a very, very, very small fucking bit of a place forbidden, right? However, we finished that. And we had no idea about it, right? And we did the prologue. And we did this supposed full game. They never said that this is a demo. They never said that this is like anything like that. It says it's an early access there, but like, bro, this can't be a full game. Come on, dude. Is this like a student project or something? I mean, the concept is really fucking cool, but there's no fucking way this is a full game. I mean, even for like a free-to-play game. I'll say it again, the concept is super fucking neat. I mean, using the needle to like sew things and, you know, move platforms and shit like that. Stop the monster from going after you and whatnot. Like, that's cool, but it took me what, fucking 20 minutes to beat this shit? 30, maybe? I mean, they're like 30 minutes is there's no way you can call your game a game if you're gonna complete it in 30 minutes, bro. Like, you know, this is at best a demo, you know what I mean? At best. Like, at best. Okay. Well, shit, man. I was hoping this game would be like actually long, and you know, I was hoping that this would be a game for like hours, you know, because it never said this game was going to be like I mean, they said the game was short, but I mean, it could be a short game of 3 hours, you know, or 2 hours. That's what I was hoping for. A short game of 2 hours is still 2 hours of stream. That, you know, that's still a good amount. Plus, like, with trying again and whatnot, you know, attempting shit, failing because the monster chasing you or something and, you know, catches you and whatnot here and there. It's still like things to repeat, and it's still time added to those 2 hours that could possibly make 3 hours. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Again, I'm really impressed with the concept of the game. The total that I played that game was 40 minutes. So I basically spent like what, 5 minutes in the menu looking at like, was it full screen, you know, like things to check out, looking around and stuff like that to make it, you know, bearable on stream and shit. And then after that, it was play and play, and so basically I spent like 35. The game was 35 minutes, literally. The full game is 35 minutes. Like, they do not say this is a demo. They do not say that this is nothing. They say it's an early access, but that's it. Oh no, never mind. They do say, oh shit. My bad. My bad. I didn't read the fucking thing. Okay, I didn't read everything. God damn it. Here I am fucking saying things that are dumb. Okay. So the store page says Ginkgo is a single-player 3D horror game set in a dreamlike space inspired by East Asian horror, armed with a magic needle that can sew parts of the world together, solve puzzles, and outsmart monsters as you explore a surreal world. And then it says, this is a 20 to 40 minute demo created by students from the USC Games program. So it does say that it is a demo. My bad. I'm sorry. I apologize. My mistake. So for a demo, it's good. For sure. For a demo, it's definitely good. Yes. Features the innovative needle and thread mechanics combined with unique 3D spatial puzzles, a stylish, mysterious, and engrossing world modeled after East Asian psychological, spiritual, and supernatural horror elements, close-up encounters with intricately designed yokai monsters who can aid or disrupt your journey. Really like the concept of the game. Like, super neat. Super, super neat. See, here's the thing. Like, no one mentions that this is... maybe they added that this is a 20 to 40 minute demo on the store page afterwards. The reviews, so that's why people are like, oh, yeah, but like, guys, it's a fucking demo. You're saying very short, very short, very short. This is like, you recommended a game, but you're saying very short. That's why I felt like, bro, it's, you know. And like me, a lot of people will simply just rush through the about this game to the reviews, and they will just read that it's a very short game and might even not play it because, you know, just a very short game, so why should I just download this to play a very short game, blah blah blah. But super neat, yeah. Very interesting concept. Very interesting graphics, ideas for like the modeling stuff and, you know, shit like that. So yeah. totally enjoyed it. Okay, well, then again, I was expecting this to be like 2 hours or 3 hours or something, so I don't know what to do now. I do not know what to do now. Thing I can do is go update the completed games on stream. So place bidden. Something I haven't done in a fucking while, like in a while. It's like go on YouTube and watch some fucking videos. Do some like reactos. Do that. What was it? I think it's 5. The Bizarre Case of Janelle Potter. Alright, I really like watching this dude's videos, so let's watch this dude's video together. put this at 480 so that
Hey
the
you,
stream
and welcome.
doesn't lag all
My name
over
is
the
Mike,
place.
and in this video we're going to talk about, where to begin? That's a good sign. Bizarre. This case is really about how you shouldn't believe everything you read on the good old internets. Who would have thunk it? In this video, we're going to talk about a lady named Janelle Potter. She had trouble making friends in Mountain City, Tennessee. And so, this being 2005, Facebook, baby, she was all about it. So much so that she invented people who weren't real. And when someone clicked the old unfriended button, these fictitious people would have some real-life consequences. Let's giddy up.
Idiot.
In this one, we're going to take a trip up the mountains to Mountain City. It's home to about 2,500 people in the northeast tippity top of Tennessee. It's a small community snug in the mountains bordering on Virginia and North Carolina, known as a friendly, cheerful, Christian, God-fearing, welcoming town. And in this picturesque little place lived a cast of characters. Let's meet them. Let's start with Janelle Potter, shall we? Now, she herself wasn't born in good old Mountain City, but she sure made a name for herself there. Probably not hard, there's only 2,500 people living there. Ms. Potter was born in 1982, the second of two children. Janelle grew up outside Philadelphia, though when she reached adulthood, her parents moved herself and themselves to Mountain City in 2004. The older child got a job for herself and lived her own life. The three of them moved to Mountain City to tend to aging family. Now, Janelle had a number of health issues. She was born with an auditory disability, she was in special ed, she was diabetic, had anxiety issues, and received disability payments once she was an adult. And as such, her parents were very protective of her. Maybe a little too much. So, as you can imagine, Janelle had a hard time making friends, socializing. She would cling to her parents, every time she was out and about. Wasn't the most, you wouldn't yap away with her if you met her on the street. And so the internet was her way out. And in 2004, 2005, it sure as shit was chat rooms, then MySpace, then Facebook, which was just taking off. Her parents were Barbara and Martin Potter. It was Barbara's mother they moved to Mountain City for, and she lived with him. Marvin Potter was known as Buddy because, I don't know. He was a former Marine who later, according to himself, worked with the CIA. Holy shit, watch yourself. And Marvin Buddy, as we'll call him, he sure as shit wanted you to know that he was a former soldier. You better believe it. He would walk around with guns all the time, had his medals, wore the baseball caps, did all the stuff. And after serving in Vietnam, he left the service, got a regular job, had a back injury, oof, and then was on disability like his daughter. He even had an oxygen tank. An oxygen tank he just draped with bullets, by the way. Barbara herself had worked for Hewlett-Packard, but by the time the three of them moved to Mountain City, none of them were working. Now, after living in Mountain City for a few years, a kind citizen of the local populace took it up upon herself, to try and get Janelle out of her shell. Her name was Tracy Greenwall, and she started getting Janelle out and about a little bit more. And through Tracy, Janelle met Billy Payne, Tracy's brother. Poor, naive, sheltered Janelle. Oh, she liked Billy. She liked him a lot. Billy was 7 years older, grew up like his sister Tracy in Mountain City, and worked in the local factory. Billy was a fan of the ladies, and also a fan of pills. By the time he was in his 30s, he was trying to stop his addiction to opiates. In late 2009, a woman named Billie Jean Hayworth, she started working in the factory. And this is all like straight out of a Springsteen song. They fell in love. Bill and Billy. This won't get confusing at all. Bill the man, right, he wanted to make something of this. He wanted to settle down, fly right, get his shit together. He gave up the booze, the pills, the philandering, and in the autumn of 2010, Billie Jean became pregnant and gave birth to a son in July 2011, Tyler. And so, Bill, Billie Jean, and baby Tyler were a happy little family. Yet Janelle was developing a crush on Bill. Now, Bill's sister Tracy had tried to set up Janelle with another man, a guy named Jamie Curd. He was an older fella, bit of a computer whiz, so they'd have that in common. Jamie and Janelle ended up becoming quite the thing. Even though they were pretty different, Janelle shy and sheltered, Jamie a bit of a ruffian. They hid their relationship from Janelle's parents. He would pop by the Potter house from time to time, fixing the old USB drive if you know what I'm saying, but he and Barbara didn't have a clue. Jamie even gave Janelle a secret phone. As you know, Janelle's parents, they were very protective of her, they kind of monitored all her communications. However, even though Janelle and Jamie had quite a thing going on, a beautiful relationship was blossoming, she still had the hots for Bill Payne. Then things would take a turn for the worse. Hurtful, anonymous comments began appearing on Janelle Potter's Facebook page. It was rough, it was awful. Her parents would post, asking these dang dirty trolls to stop. No dice. She would constantly get inundated with people.
The most awful thing I saw there is you're ugly. Like, really? Bro. It's your fucking idiots, man.
Messaging her, posting on her, saying just awful things about Janelle for no reason. But Janelle, she would have her suspicions, about who could be behind these anonymous atrocities. Billie Jean Hayworth. They did not get on in real life. Billie Jean, of course, was at the time engaged to Bill, had a child with him, and Janelle was jelly. And so Janelle started spewing some vitriol and diatribe herself. It got to the point that Janelle and her dad buddy, this case is confusing, would go to the police and complain about the online hate she was receiving. Then it spilled into real life. Rocks began to be thrown at the Potter house. Sickos. The two Billies wanted the Potters to know who it was that had it in for them, even writing their own name on the rocks. Which, if you did that, you're as dumb as rocks. Then Bill and Billie Jean did the unthinkable. They unfriended her on Facebook.
Oh, dude, that's
I'm getting chills, lads.
Rough.
But then the real shit hit the fan. At about 10:30 a.m. on the 31st of January 2012, a 911 call was made.
County 911. Honey, I need a needle that's bad. There's no pulse. They're white. They're dead. There's a baby involved. She don't look right. I'm wondering if she's in the other right playpen. It kind of looks like she's tried to get to her baby.
A friend happened into the house of Bill and Billie Jean and found them both brutally murdered. 6-month-old Tyler was still alive in his dead mother's arms. This, of course, shocked the community. What happened was that in the early hours of the 31st of January, hours before, they were found, intruders stormed into the house and shot both Bill and Billie Jean in the head. Bill's throat was also cut open. The intruders then fled without disturbing the place at all. And so when the investigation began, the clues were non-existent. No fingerprints, no shell casings, no forensics really at all to speak of. The job had been clean, almost professional. None of the stuff you would expect to find was found that would give you some sort of clue as to who could be behind this. However, who were Bill and Billie Jean fighting with shortly before this happened? the police went to speak with the Potters. You know, it seemed like they had some kind of blood feud going on. I mean, I hate rocks. Unfriending people? Jesus, hardcore. But to do, you know, something like this.
Got lost with the Tennessee Grove.
Oh, okay, nice to meet you.
Yeah, see, what we're doing right now is investigating the double homes. Very serious matter. Everybody always points a finger at us for something.
Oh, no, there ain't nobody pointing a finger.
Do you know of anybody that would hurt them, want to hurt them?
No, actually, I don't. And I feel bad about the situation because I didn't want no harm on them. They've been harassing me in my driveway on our property. And then yesterday morning when I got on Facebook is when I found out. And, I mean, I'm sorry it happened, but, I mean, that's all I can tell you is they have been harassing the living crap out of me.
Why would they be harassing?
It came out to be a jealousy thing. They said I was too pretty.
I find it unlikely they'd say that. They then ask about Jamie. You know, he was known as a bit of a ruffian, and they knew that he was, you know, Janelle's secret boyfriend.
What's Jamie to you?
He's just a friend. We've been friends for years. He's friend of our family. Yeah, I know
He's friends all of us to me. Jamie
that.
kind of like your boyfriend?
No,
No.
no, he's just a really good friend.
Does he want to be your boyfriend?
Not that I know of.
So the police go and speak with Jamie. They bring him in and get him to do a polygraph. He fails with flying colours when they ask him about the identity of the killer. However, he gives them not a thing.
I think you went in there. I won't take care of the situation. I won't take care of people messing with you now. People ain't gonna mess with my girl no more. She's not my girl. You may say that out loud, but it's your heart to tell me. Were you on the never killed? I like that.
Then Jamie does something odd. He asks the detectives this question.
Is the CIA here? CIA? No.
No.
Can I ask the question? Why did you ask about the CIA? Because he says he works for them.
They were like, what the F? Well, Jamie then begins telling the detectives that he had been in contact with a secret, you know, CIA agent named Chris. A secret CIA agent named Chris here in Mountain. You think he'd be off fighting whoever the CIA are fighting nowadays? You know, doing some mad stuff. No. Turns out Tom Clancy should have written his books closer to home. This Chris told Jamie he was, you know, his job was to protect Janelle and the Potters from harm. He was watching everything that was going on. He was like her silent protector.
The nation
We got it.
is counting on you to discover the truth.
I'll call the White House.
You might be asking yourself, why would a CIA agent give a shit about the Potters? But, I don't know, I guess she was some kind of high value person. You know, this came straight from the White House.
It came out to be a jealousy thing. They said I was too pretty.
I'll call the White House.
Yeah, okay. After 7 hours in the interrogation room, Jamie finally told the police that Buddy was the one who shot Bill and Billie Jean.
Who shot him? He who? Buddy? Yes.
Buddy, the guy on disability, had trouble walking, oxygen tank. He was a stone-cold killer. So we got a mysterious CIA agent named Chris. And didn't Buddy say he once worked for the CIA? But of course, you know, when Buddy was asked about this, can't tell you. Top secret. Sorry, lads. The police then went and brought Buddy in. After, by the way, when they went to him, Buddy always had a shooter on his hip, and when the police rocked up to his house, it seemed like Buddy was going to go for it. The police managed to grab his arm and bring him in handcuffs. He was going to go down fighting.
You know why you're here, right? That somebody's told you I'm the one who killed somebody. I'm not going to tell you I did something I didn't do. I believe you are sick and tired of the most precious person in your life being attacked
arrest constantly. I know that. Okay? Ever since all this crap started, I've had my life threatened. My wife has been threatened. They've threatened to take Janelle, cut her head off. When you hear people plotting to catch your daughter in a restroom and murder her and just so much. Listen, I gotta run now. Janelle Barker knows what you did. You know.
After 4 hours, it seemed like they had him. They had 2 people who confessed to being involved. Then, executing a search warrant on the Potter's home, they found just a shitload of guns. About 60.
Hell
But he was
yeah,
ready to
brother.
go back into Vietnam, take on the commies by himself. Not only that, they found pictures of Bill and Billie Jean in the house, too. On the photos were some nasty remarks. Also, many of the pictures appeared to have been ripped up. The police seized the family computer and their truck, and in the back of the truck they found bags and bags of shredded papers. One officer spent a month piecing them back together, which must have been fun, and doing so pieced together the story. They were emails from Chris. Let's read a few, shall we? From Chris to the Potters. I'm 1,000 yards away from your mom's house. I see everything. Perfect. I have also been around your mom's house. It was Barbara's mother who lived in Mountain View, and I know where the rooms are, when they have not been home. I guess you're wondering what my job is for the CIA and also ICE. Overseas, that's keeping girls from trading, and also for CIA. I just kill, and I enjoy that a lot. I get to shoot all the bad guys. And with NICS, well, I work with some Marines overseas, and do things with them, and also go on walks and know what's going on there. There is a lot I'm in, but they seem to want me all the time. I don't know if it's because I'm skinny and long, or because I can do things faster than most. Not really sure. I'm a sharpshooter, also would tell you to carry a gun with hollow point, so it can blow them away. Make sure you carry, please. Yes, I'm sure it's getting to Janelle. She is going to die here, I feel, with all this crap. Well, if he needs to do anything, buddy, get Bill first, because he's really mean and an asshole. Damn, fucker. Here's another one. Kill, 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 and don't worry about them. Buddy's ID. They need to give him that shit because he could use it
This shit feels like a conversation from the fucking derp web, dude.
right now, and do what I'm doing, and then he could work with us, you know. See, Chris would tell the Potters, he could get Buddy, CIA clearance, because of course, Buddy, he used to work with the CIA. Of course he did. Here's an email of Barbara asking Chris, where's the ID? Hi, Chris. Bud was wondering when he would be contacted to meet and pick up his ID you spoke of some time ago. Just for your info, he is home every day now, as I am home. He can come alone because Janelle can be with me. He is actually wondering if there is an ID or not. They call him, he'll put in his code and meet wherever. Chris responded, but yes, I saw the ID. They have not gave it to him yet. That's what makes me so mad. They say they will do it and they have not called him. I even told my boss about it and he said yes. Chris would tell that he had killed in his line of work, to which Barbara would respond, as long as you're doing the right thing for mankind, then you will not be judged badly. If it is like Buddy did, you are helping others by getting rid of the bad. I understand what you do fully, if it is like Buddy did. I worry about when you retire though. Don't let it ever get you down, Chris. Here's another one Barbara sent to Chris. Maybe Bud will have ID by then and can use CIA guns, etc. for his protection. Get the jobs done, you know. They all need to go and the ones left need to be given a big scare as they watch and wonder, am I next? Whatever, whenever you want to do whatever, contact Bud. Did you tell your bosses guys work with you? Prob not do that because he, has no ID, you know. Bud knows this area well and will help you, he said. He is fed up and ready. Shame they had to push him to this because he is a very patient man. But once you push him too hard too long, it's over. He won't take it. Bill Payne, never acts along. We know of some he's been in on killing and girls being raped there. It's no secret. So they may as well accept the losses and go on with their lives because they are not going to get Janelle. There is no way. Between our heavy quantities of ammo and protection of her at all times, and your alls, they're going to get the surprise of their lives. If someone wants to bring it on, they will all die, including the baby. Billy is a satanic, mean, manipulating liar. So,
Holy
you think
shit,
that it will
dude.
be in a week or so? Things will be happening. We are thinking different, sooner, and ready. Well, we will see. It may be sooner than anyone thinks. Yes, we've had enough and we want peace, and no one here wants to kill anyone, but we will. And here's one Chris, Agent Chris to you, sent to Jamie. She is a good person. These girls, that's Billie Jean and her friends, are just driving her so crazy. And you know they are crazy, but what they are doing is still fucking wrong and hurting her like they are. There is no reason for it. Just because she is sweet and very pretty, prettier than them. They need to get over it. They just love to pick, but from what I know, something will happen to them in time. With you and Buddy, I hope you all can get them. And that you know what you are all doing is great. You're going to help the town. I wish I could kill them, but right now, I really can't. So the emails told a story, a batshit one. You know, this Chris, Agent Chris, would be emailing the Potters, especially Barbara, because Barbara was mad for Chris. And Chris would also email Jamie, you know, telling them there was a conspiracy to hurt Janelle, to kill her, to kidnap her, to do some awful things, and that Bill Payne and Billie Jean Hayworth were sick, twisted, evil people. Bill and Billie Jean were Satanists. They were abusing women all over town, and Janelle would be next. Chris was watching over everything. He would protect them. You know, he's watching over their online activity and do whatever he could to help stop these dang dirty trolls. It seemed that Barbara, who, as I said, was the number one, you know, conversationalist with this Chris, was eventually able to convince Buddy. After emailing Chris for months and having her delusions fed.
This Barbara woman is probably a Christian. And there's evidence of why Christians are so fucking dangerous.
To murder.
Right there.
Yeah, so those emails from Chris, once the police investigated it.
I don't agree with your existence. You're a Satanist, because that's giving me a reason to disagree with your existence and to give me a reason to wanna erase you from Earth. Because I'm a Christian, you're a Satanist, therefore you are my opposite, right? And it's just batshit fucking crazy shit. Insanity. Religious insanity. I'm betting on it.
They found the IP address. Janelle was sending all the emails. Chris didn't exist. It was all Janelle. There was no Chris at all, if you can believe it. Yeah, shocking. Shocking, I know. The way he wrote was just so convincing. As you can imagine, those Facebook posts, the messages, the rocks thrown, you know, with Bill and Billie Jean written on them. Bill and Billie Jean had no idea any of this was really happening, or they at least didn't know the extent of it. It was all Janelle. It seems like they were slightly aware some of it was happening, but they were just staying away from it because they knew Janelle was a crazy person. They were completely innocent. And it turned out that the morning of the murders, Janelle was texting Jamie, you know, via the secret phone. You know, telling Jamie that, yeah, I hear my dad. He's going over there right now. She knew everything that was going on. She knew that her dad, Buddy, and Jamie were going to go kill Bill and Billie Jean. It seems that Buddy, that morning he got up, picked up Jamie. They went over. They murdered 2 innocent people. And so, Janelle and Barbara were then arrested also.
2 men charged in the murder of a Johnson County couple are now in the process of hiring lawyers. Today in court, a judge appointed a temporary public defender for Jamie Lynn Curd until he can hire his own attorney. Marvin Potter Jr. is in the process of hiring his own lawyer. And the 2 men are charged with first-degree murder in the deaths of Billie Jean Hayworth and Curd's cousin Billy Payne at the couple's home outside Mountain City, Tennessee. A family friend found Payne and Hayworth's baby unharmed in his mother's arms at the crime scene. The TBI said the victims had a history with the Potter family. Investigators said the pair filed a harassment complaint against Potter's daughter last year, sparking a feud between the families that resulted in murder.
Buddy confessed to the killings and got 2 life sentences. Jamie Curd got a plea deal and 25 years for him. In 2015, Janelle and Barbara's trial began. The prosecution went with, well, it's obvious Janelle masterminded the murders. Chris's emails were from her computer. These spelling mistakes were the ones Janelle usually made. The defense went with, Janelle, she has the mind of a child. Look at her history, all her disabilities, how sheltered she was. She couldn't do something like this. Funnily enough, this entire plot is exactly the kind of thing you could imagine a child coming up with. During the trial, by the way, the real Chris appeared. He was a former classmate of Janelle's. Obviously wasn't in the CIA, but it was his identity and pictures Janelle used in her plot. And her motive was that if she couldn't have Bill, then no one could. Barbara, in her stupidity, helped speed the plot along. Both Janelle and Barbara were found guilty of first-degree murder. Both got life sentences. Crazy, bizarre story. All of it from the mind, the batshit mind of Janelle Potter, who still, to this day, says that Chris was a real person. She's not guilty. The Chris that has, been proven to be non-existent? Really?
Chris was you. No. You are Chris. You invented him like you invented other characters.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
Just happened to be from your email, from your computer, with your fingertips.
No.
It was from your IP address, from your email address.
I don't think we're going to get into that. She said
everything leads back to Chris.
No.
Chris apparently...
No, it wasn't me.
Scenario.
She stated she's not Chris, and that's what she maintains.
Do you feel like you had any responsibility in doing this to him?
That just shows what kind of a nutjob Janelle was. And her parents, Barbara and Buddy, they just wolfed
Crocodile
down the crap
tears.
the crap Chris was sending. It's insanity that tragically ended the lives of 2 young parents. Thankfully, those days, of internet lies are over, right? Because nowadays you can believe everything you read on the internet. It's all trustworthy, right?
Right. Yep.
Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. By the way, I should really talk about this more. I have t-shirts and stickers and mugs and stuff. If you would like some That Chapter branded t-shirt, you can get one.
Right on, buddy.
I will see you as always real soon in the next video.
Man, fucking humans are so petty pieces of fucking shit. Imagine going to the point of jealousy that you fucking engineer a whole goddamn planet, even fucking make your own fucking father and the person that actually cares about you and fucking loves you to go and murder a fucking couple just because of jealousy. Holy fucking shit, man. I hate humanity so fucking much. Anyways, I'm gonna continue doing this. I'm enjoying it, but I'm gonna, be a little bit more productive because I didn't have dinner, and it's basically almost 1 a.m. It's 10 minutes to 1 a.m. So I'm gonna put some tunes on, and I'm gonna go get dinner, heat it up. I'm gonna bring dinner, and then we're gonna go back into watching some more videos. Probably gonna do like these fucking compilations of creepy shit and whatever the fuck. Because I like laughing at these and just like, it's nighttime and it's perfect for watching this kind of shit. So, yeah. Be right back, fellers. Give me a second. Alright, so we're back. Gonna have to keep the lights on because otherwise I can't see the fucking thing that I'm eating. So, we're gonna watch something that, you know, it's alright to watch fucking with lights on. So let's look for something that's like that. What is this about? Assad thought protector. There's no more. What do we watch, dude? I feel like you don't need lights up to watch this, honestly. It's just rituals. They're bullshit.
How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. Today we're looking at some weird and scary rituals that are being performed around the world. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more mysterious and eerie content just like this. A witch bottle is a unique ritual. Average people typically create them to find protection against unknown energies and spirits. They're usually filled with vile ingredients. Historically, these bottles have either been made by folk healers or a trusted witch. If one believed that they knew someone possessed by a spirit, the person's urine, nail clippings or hair were a pivotal ingredient of the bottle. These bottles were also filled with needles, pins, rosemary and red wine. The belief is that the spirits will be attracted to the victim's ingredients, trapped by the pins and needles, forced to drown in the red wine, and banished by the rosemary. These bottles were typically hidden away in the furthest corners of one's property. The first mention of a witch bottle appears in a 1681 book by Joseph Glavel, Seducimus Triumphatus, or Evidence Concerning Witches and Apparitions. These bottles were constructed to bring peace to a household and to drive away malicious spirits. They're quite complex to study since they were sometimes made by witches and other times to drive witches away. A more recent example of witch bottles being used in the United States dates back to the Civil War. It's said that Union soldiers may have buried witch bottles in order to keep themselves safe from Confederate troops. This is only a theory, as it's highly possible troops would have had no other way to dispose of common witch bottle ingredients such as urine, without creating a historical misnomer. Frog coffins are a form of folk magic performed in Finland. Just as the name implies, frogs were put into tiny coffins and often buried in secret locations. Dating back to the early 20th century, these weird rituals were actually meant to work as a type of counter magic, just like witch bottles. Generally, frogs are chosen to represent amphibian and aquatic life. The initial lore of the frog coffin involved taking the luck of a successful fisherman and harnessing it for the folk magic of the frog coffin. That luck is then diffused into magic and reflected back at malicious spirits. The recorded uses of frog coffins range from benevolent attempts to cure epilepsy to malevolent intent to kill. It was thought that the magic generated by such coffins was powerful enough to accomplish a wide range of effects. Folklore archives from all over Finland document the many instances of these coffins having been buried for multiple purposes. The consistent factor between them is the importance of the coffin itself. Some similar coffins have been found in the area containing other animals and objects. However, because their method and intent seem to be the same, these objects are often grouped together with frog coffins. It is worth noting that many of these coffins have been found in churches all over Finland, due to the structural integrity and longevity of such buildings over the years. Have you ever heard of a frog coffin? Let me know in the comments section below. The practice of offering food and libations to the dead is widespread. The form and method may have changed throughout history, but it is a common pastime. It's noted that the practice of pouring a small amount of wine on a grave has long been popular between Egypt and Greece. In ancient Rome, this process was taken to an entirely new level. Libation tubes were made to flow directly into the inside of graves. This meant the dead could partake in food and drink in a purer form. These offerings typically first came during a feast known as Cena Novemdialis. This marked the end of the 9-day Roman grieving period after a loved one's death. The family would share a meal at the loved one's grave, pouring food and drink down the libation tube. This and other Roman celebrations were later put to an end by Christian leadership. These rituals were considered pagan and offensive. A tradition of pouring vodka onto the graves of loved ones lives on in Russia today. Some Chinese cultures offer wine or tea at the tombstones of the deceased. Japanese culture puts particular emphasis on making careful offerings at the shrines of the dead. The Mexican holiday of Dia de los Muertos is well known for its offerings. The graves of loved ones are populated with large amounts of their favourite food and drink. These are later enjoyed by the living. While these practices are so widespread, the slight cultural differences in how they're carried out is worth noting. These practices typically involve sharing food or drink between the living and the dead. The idea is to replicate the feeling of sharing a meal with a loved one, even in death. Some of you may not realise we've launched a Slaptam subreddit. If you have scary photos or videos you'd like to submit and share, our subreddit is the place to do it. It's also an awesome place to join the Slaptam community and see what other weird and wonderful things people are digging up. Those who have joined already have been sharing some seriously creepy stuff. I highly recommend you check it out. There's a link in the description box below. Like many of the weird rituals mentioned on this list, the tradition of hiding shoes and boots was carried out for different reasons. Shoes were often hidden in order to protect a home against spirits. For some, it was a chance to perform benevolent magic working as a fertility charm. The practice dates back to the 14th century and was widespread in Britain. These shoes and boots were typically hidden in homes, often inside of walls. But they were also hidden in businesses or factories in order to bring them good luck or to ward away any accidents. Whether or not they worked, we can't be sure, though these shoes have provided historians with an accurate picture of shoes throughout the ages. The hidden shoes were typically worn out and in need of repair, discarded because they are of no more use. There are differing theories as to the true purpose of the ritual. Some believe the scent attached to the shoes and boots was thought to draw in friendly spirits, who would then bring a household good luck. Others see the scent of the shoes as a sort of trap that would lure in evil spirits that could then be banished for good. Either way, the ritual was so widespread that thousands of such shoes have been discovered all over Britain. Before we take a look at a truly strange ritual that was performed throughout Britain, remember to hit that subscribe button, then click that bell icon there and turn on all channel notifications. That way you'll be in the loop every time we upload our scary and mysterious videos. Also, remember to pulverize that like button if you're enjoying our content. Perhaps the weirdest of weird rituals on this list is the historical practice of hiding dead or mummified cats in the walls of buildings. Oddly enough, these cats seem to be widely found in the same buildings as boots and witch bottles. This suggests superstitious people of the time often found themselves doubling or tripling down on protective charms for their home. It's thought that the idea of mummifying cats was lifted from the ancient Egyptian practice. Cats were deified in Egypt, so some of that reverence made its way over to Britain. Associated with fertility, justice, and power, it's thought that this reverence was reflected in these slightly weird and scary rituals. What is interesting about this ritual is that there's often debate among scholars in regard to the particular instances. In many cases, it appears highly likely that a household cat had simply got stuck in a crawl space and died, making it seem as though a ritual had taken place. However, in the hundreds of other cases in question, these cats appear to have been posed on purpose. They've been made to appear as though they're on the hunt or in a defensive position. In these instances, it seems clear that the cat's been posed to take on the role of the protective deity of one's home. Perhaps even more apropos is the thought that in addition to driving away witches, these cats were meant to ward off the familiars of witches, who were often said to take the form of cats.
That's it. Like I said, nothing creepy. Let's check this one.
Hey, 42 here. Some advance warning that we're going to start with a tale that might make you feel just a little bit inadequate, especially if you've been spending lockdown eating too much and playing The Sims. But if you can handle that, let's get right to it. Has the world ever seen a human being as well-rounded as Leonardo da Vinci? The bona fide Renaissance man, a self-made polymath, the guy could do it all. From his humble start in life, the illegitimate son of a notary and a peasant born in a small hamlet in Tuscany, he would go on to achieve excellence as a painter and inventor who contributed to civil engineering, chemistry, geology, geometry, hydrodynamics, mathematics, mechanical engineering, optics, physics, pyrotechnics, and zoology. That's right, Leonardo da Vinci made significant contributions to more fields of study than you have GCSEs. Despite his undoubted genius, da Vinci faced, well, a lot of doubt. In the same way that the Mona Lisa was, for a long time, considered merely a well-regarded painting, rather than one of the most famous and best-loved masterpieces in the world. Da Vinci's grand ideas were met with skepticism. In the 15th and 16th centuries, Da Vinci made sketches for helicopters, diving suits, war machines, and more well before they were ever actually built. In some cases, these wouldn't be built for hundreds of years in the future. He even sketched a self-propelled cart that could easily be the first forerunner of the modern car. But his contemporaries weren't so amazed with Da Vinci's doodles. Bayezid II, an Ottoman sultan who'd commissioned Da Vinci as part of an engineering project, rejected his proposal for a 280-metre single-span bridge, longer than the typical bridges of the time. It would have been the longest in the world. But the Sultan believed the ambitious design was impossible, and Da Vinci didn't get the job. MIT researchers built a scale replica of the bridge in 2019 to test whether the bridge would have worked as intended, that is, held itself up and together only by the compressive forces within it. And lo and behold, they found the design was flawless. Whilst Da Vinci was exceptional for the sheer volume of inventions he devised that were well ahead of their time, when it comes to predicting how far out inventions might change the world around us, one profession stands out: science fiction authors. Any decent sci-fi world must contain, well, science fiction. That is, technology or inventions that transform the world and bring with it a completely new way of life. And sure enough, the sci-fi community has made some pretty bold predictions over the years. And whilst we've yet to be overthrown and enslaved by a Skynet-style AI like in the Terminator films, there are plenty of inventions and predictions.
The thing is the sci-fi world predicting or influencing? That's the thing, though. Are they really predicting, or are they just simply influencing the present or the future? Because that's what I think about. In my opinion, they're simply just fucking influencing the future. I look back 20 years ago and I think like, what was science fiction 20 years ago and nowadays is reality was not a prediction. It's simply just what 20 years ago was imagination. It influenced, and it pushed science and technology to work towards that. Rather than like, oh, we discovered this, yay, it was a prediction. No, it was simply influenced. It was pushed because, you know what I mean? I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking it.
That have come true. Minority Report painted a wild picture of what 2054 would look like. But hey, we're not there yet, so it could all come true. Although one terrifying aspect of the film has already come to fruition. Amongst AI transplants and mutated physics, the targeted advertisement John Anderton is bombarded with lines up fairly well with what we experience on a daily basis. Somehow another advertiser has got our name, our likes, and is trying to flog us a product we mentioned in passing to a friend within earshot of some smart device. At least they don't actually shout at us. Yet. The film also features government surveillance that uses eye recognition technology, which, while still not commonplace, is definitely in use around the world. But widespread surveillance was predicted long before that. You can't mention dystopian levels of government spying without looking at George Orwell's 1984, one of the most powerful books in the genre. It paints a bleak picture of a world where Big Brother, and yes, that is where the show's name comes from, is always watching. It's hard to look at the 2013 revelations about the NSA and the widespread nature of surveillance of entire populations and not believe that we're closer to Orwell's vision than the powers that would be like us to think. Take, for instance, the topic of social ratings that has cropped up a lot lately. China has enacted a large-scale social credit score system to track and monitor its citizens' behavior both online and offline, which I've discussed in previous videos. If you don't behave how the state wants you to, or for example, post something the state doesn't approve of on your social media, you can be denied loans, despite having a good income. As more and more countries consider adopting social rating systems, the world is looking increasingly dystopian every year. These days, anything you say online can be used against you. Perhaps it'll be tomorrow, maybe years down the road. Anyone with an online presence can be under the threat of having their posts and comments twisted and used against them. This is a huge ongoing concern for influencers such as myself. In short, it's more important than ever before to protect your data. And think twice before posting ambiguous photos of yourself or other potentially compromising information. That's why Kaspersky started the Kaspersky Social Ratings Project. They are developing steps for what people like you and me can and should.
Watch out whatever the fuck you're saying online, dude. It's like, I feel like so before the internet was so wide or so widely available, you had to watch out with who you talked to. You had to watch out with who you used certain words to. But there were groups of individuals you could say whatever the fuck you wanted to. Your friends. Those individuals, you could fucking talk to them like, you know, whatever. You could fucking tell them to fuck off. You could fucking call them, you know, again, whatever. And I mean whatever, at least back in my day, and not just back in my day, even today, you know? Actual, like, individuals who are like my age, you know? We can talk like that. It's our thing. So online, it's kind of the same thing. If you go online, it's like if you go into a public fucking square with a megaphone, right? And you fucking shout words stupidly, you're gonna be frowned upon. People are gonna look stupidly at you. People are gonna look at you and it's gonna be like, what the fuck are you saying? What the fuck's wrong with you? Probably, depending on what you're saying, if you're saying something really, really, really fucking stupid, someone might even go there and fucking slap you in the face or punch you in the face. You know what I mean? And that's just consequences of actions that you're taking. And then, you know, I mean, you're responsible for your actions. That's just as simple as that. So, being online is exactly the same thing. If you go into a fucking wall, a public wall, where you allow every single person, whether that is following you or every single friend that you have that's not selected or that's not, you know, that's not like close friends or whatever the fuck, like every single, like there's, you know, for example, on Facebook, every single friend you have, and you have like 4,000 friends, and you didn't select a group or whatever, and you say something on your wall in public, or on Twitter, you type something out and it's public, and everyone on Twitter can fucking read that shit, and it's something really fucking stupid. You need to analyze it, or you need to like see it as if you're going to the fucking public square with a fucking megaphone and you're fucking saying something stupid. That's how you need to fucking see it. So you need to start fucking seeing online presence as like kind of IRL consequences. You need to start seeing that, well, if it has if the internet and it's starting to be so influential in our lives, then we need to start realizing we need to adapt to it a lot more, and we need to start or not start, but we need to stop being so dumb on the fucking internet. We need to start using our profiles to basically show the good side of ourselves, unless you want to create a private profile that only gets people that you want to show it to. And if you want to have a public profile that you add anyone and you promote it to everyone, then it's basically... Also, this is really fucking weird. Wait. This is so weird. On my YouTube, it's a different frame that's paused. On the stream, it's a different frame. That is fucking weird as shit. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make here is because the internet is starting to become so influential, or it's already so influential in our lives, we need to approach it way, way, way differently. We can't just, make a Facebook profile and all the pictures on our fucking Facebook profile, and I'm just mentioning Facebook as an example. But, all our Facebook pictures are smoking fucking weed, and I say weed because I live in Portugal and it's not legal here. So if a company is thinking about checking you on the internet and is thinking about checking you on Facebook when you go to a job interview, it's not really a good fucking image. If they look you up on Facebook, they see your picture, and all that they're gonna find is you fucking smoking. It's probably not even gonna be weed. It's probably gonna be fucking hash and things like that. So, but even if it's weed, like, it doesn't matter. It's illegal here, and it's not for you to show on the internet. Like, what are you trying to fucking showcase on the internet? If you want to showcase that, do it privately, because it just, you know what I mean? That's the thing. We need to adapt to the things that are being an influence in our lives. And that's the end of the lecture. Let's carry on.
To prepare themselves and secure their private data. Follow the link in the description to learn more from Kaspersky on how social ratings can affect you and how to better prepare and protect yourself. Where would sci-fi be without space travel? It's no surprise that many fans believe science fiction proper began with Jules.
Wait, what? Why the fuck isn't the video playing?
Jules Verne, who's being called the world's first full-time science fiction novelist, alongside Journey to the Center of the Earth
so that's
and
why
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Verne wrote From the Earth
different.
to the Moon in 1865. It tells the story of the Baltimore Gun Club, who build an enormous space gun and fire 3 people and a ship to the moon. Verne was thorough in the scientific details of his novels and even performed calculations on the requirements of the novel's canon, some of which turned out to be very accurate. NASA has acknowledged that the Columbiad, Verne's fictional spaceship, closely resembled the actual Apollo spacecraft. Whilst the enthusiasts amongst you will know that NASA's command module for the successful 1969 lunar landing was the Columbia. Both missions even take off from Florida and land in the Pacific Ocean, similarities Neil Armstrong pointed out during a TV broadcast on his way back from the Apollo 11 mission. From Earth to the Moon also details the weightlessness that astronauts would experience in space, something that Verne would have had no way of knowing at the time. Putting a man on the moon wasn't the only prediction Jules Verne got right in his sci-fi works. His short story, In the Year 2889, imagined what life would look like 1,000 years into the future. He described the daily news as being spoken every morning to subscribers around the world, rather than being read in newspapers. We didn't need to wait 1,000 years for this though. Just 30 odd years later, the first radio broadcast made listening to the news a reality. As well as radio, the 1920s gave us the iconic sci-fi film Metropolis, one of the first full-length films in the genre. Despite receiving a mixed reception, including being panned by sci-fi great H.G. Wells, it's grown to be considered one of the finest silent movies. It wasn't until 1937 that we got our first proper robot. And by proper, I of course mean that it was a 7-foot, 260-pound steel behemoth called Electro, that could walk, talk, count, smoke, and inflate balloons. You know, your basic essential functions. Robots and their sci-fi imaginings continued to advance, with Isaac Asimov penning his famous Laws of Robotics in 1941 in a short story that would later become I, Robot. Metropolis also featured video calling, but since there are some more famous examples of that, we'll revisit Skype's predecessors later. Despite slating Metropolis, H.G. Wells, best known for the War of the Worlds, also seemed to have the ability to look into the future in his writing. In 1933, he wrote The Shape of Things to Come, a so-called future history, predicted a Second World War starting in January 1940. This estimate was only a few months out, and his detailed accounts of air raids of Berlin lined up with what would come to pass a few years later. Following World War II, author Arthur C. Clarke proposed some more peaceful uses for the V-2 rocket which the Germans had developed. Clarke reckoned the rockets could be used to put satellites into orbit, and that, if put at the right height, they'd stay locked to the same point on the Earth's surface. This popularized the idea of geostationary satellites, which still use the Clarke orbit today for TV, intelligence, weather forecasting, and defense applications. Staying with satellites, sort of, we move in a seamless segue to the Jameson satellite, a short story by Neil R. Jones, written in 1931. In it, the protagonist, Professor Jameson, asks for his corpse to be sent into orbit around the Earth, hoping that the low temperature, close to absolute zero, preserves his body until it might be resurrected. Sure enough, all it takes is 40 million years of waiting before the advanced cyborg race, the Zoromes, find him and bring him back to life. American academic Robert Ettinger, who'd read the Jameson satellite as a child, later founded the Cryonics Institute and spent his lifetime dedicated to cryonics research. His own body, alongside those of his 2 wives, his mother, and a few hundred other believers, are stored on ice in the hope that modern medicine will one day be able to restore them. Cool, but he made a serious novice mistake. You don't freeze both your wives, just your favourite one. Written the same year as the Jameson satellite, Aldous Huxley's Brave New World is a dystopian classic that also predicted the widespread use of chemical antidepressants. Soma is the novel's mood-altering pill, which soothes and placates the population. Huxley's vision predated prescription antidepressants by 20 years, but once the link between chemicals and depressants was established, their popularity soared. Prozac quickly became ubiquitous in Western society, and was the third most commonly prescribed drug in the US by 2008. From 5th place on the 20th century's best English novels, we moved to a sci-fi novel that was almost universally derided for the quality of its writing. The oddly named Ralph 124C41+. Its title, a play on words as 124C for one another, may be the peak of its artistic merit, but Ralph is packed with successful predictions. Alongside solar energy, tape recorders, and not only television, but even idle channel surfing, the novel contains a detailed description of exactly how radar would work. When Marconi made a working radar in 1933, Ralph may as well have been the instruction manual. There's even a passage about video calling, where a character uses a video phone called a telephot to see and talk with a friend. But if we're talking about famous sci-fi Skype predecessors, we can't ignore 2001: A Space Odyssey. Alongside the newspads that look remarkably like iPads, the film's picture phone captivated audiences, with multiple attempts to make them successful over the years. In the very same scene, Dr. Floyd inserts what looks like a credit card to start the call. Given they were far less common in the 1960s, this prediction of the ubiquity they'd later enjoy is fairly impressive. Credit cards were also predicted in sci-fi as far back as 1887, in Edward Bellamy's novel Looking Backwards, which told the story of a man who goes to sleep that year and wakes up in the year 2000. Bellamy's description of these credit cards included that each person used his to procure at the public storehouses found in every community whatever he desires, whenever he desires it, which totally obviates business transactions of any sort between individuals and customers. And, well, if that isn't a description of ordering something off Amazon and collecting it from a self-service locker, I don't know what is. Sticking with modern conveniences, arguably even more essential than a credit card to many people these days is a mobile phone. Alongside the tachyon beams and photon torpedoes, Star Trek inspired the first mobile phone. Motorola engineer Martin Cooper based his prototype on Captain Kirk's communicator. Although at 2.5 pounds and with just 20 minutes of battery life, I'm not sure many people would consider it particularly mobile by modern standards. Still, it paved the way for smaller phones that eventually led to the screens we love being glued to today. Star Trek also features replicators that can print food and objects in seconds, and whilst I don't think these directly inspired 3D printers, they definitely were a sign of things to come. There are even companies who now claim to be able to separate and put together individual molecules, in essence allowing us to build almost anything from its most basic building blocks. Onto another inspired handheld device, except this one definitely isn't something you want to hold to your ear. Nuclear physicist Jack Cover made the first stun gun in the 1970s and gave it its now household name, Taser. Where did he get the word from? He chose it as an acronym for Thomas A. Swift's electric rifle, referencing the 1911 novel Tom Swift and His Electric Rifle. The keen-eared amongst you will have noticed the A isn't in the book's title, and indeed, Tom Swift is never given any other names, but Cover realised the word was far easier to pronounce with another vowel in it. Though Tom Swift's electric rifle is used to hunt big game in Africa and can shoot through walls, the real Taser was actually developed as a weapon for air marshals, so they could stop hijacking attempts without shooting a hole in the very plane they were trying to save. Firing a gun is one thing you're not meant to do on a plane. Another is have headphones in, during safety briefings and takeoff at least. But the development of smaller and smaller earbuds makes it even harder for air hostesses to actually tell if passengers are actually listening to her instructions on how to secure a seatbelt instead of trying to find a song on their phone that perfectly matches her flailing appendages. And yes, you guessed correctly, earbuds are another invention that sci-fi writers dreamt up long before they were made reality. Fahrenheit 451 written in 1953 and a staple of English classes the world over, describes seashells, which were tiny wearable headphones that fit inside the ear, providing an electronic ocean of sound, music, and talk. What the novel didn't predict is the awkward social encounters these would create when you start talking to someone only to realize too late that he's busy listening to something infinitely more interesting than you through tiny invisible earbuds. But hey, it also mentions friends communicating through a digital wall, which is probably predicting Facebook. So who needs socializing in person when you can do it online from the comfort of your toilet? If you thought predicting AirPods and Facebook in 1953 was impressive, how about predicting blogging in 1835? That's exactly what 19th century Russian prince, no, I'm not making this up, Vladimir Odovsky did in his novel. Admittedly, the novel was titled The Year 4338, so he overestimated how long it would take for us to reach the point where anyone and everyone could write a blog full of angsty poetry and buttock-clenchingly enthralling stories of self-loathing and anxiety during a trip to the supermarket. Clearly, that was a higher priority for us than Vlad realized. But still, for him to have written over 100 years before the dawn of the internet that houses would be connected by means of magnetic telegraphs that allow people who live far from each other to communicate, and that the regular updates people published would cover a family's health, household news, thoughts and comments, all to be shared with the world. He definitely predicted oversharing with total strangers who really couldn't care less about how your guinea pig is doing, or your toddler, who also resembles a guinea pig. Maybe by the time we do actually get to 4338, we'll all finally admit that we don't give a shit about each other's kids and pets. Now, there's arguably one science fiction novel that stands head and shoulders above the rest when it comes to making predictions. Stand on Zanzibar, written by John Brunner in 1969. The book's title comes from a claim at the start of the 20th century that the world's population could all fit stood up on the Isle of Wight. In 2010, when the novel is set, Brunner predicts the Earth's population will be 7 billion and would thus require an area the size of Zanzibar. Brunner was almost spot on. The world's population reached 7 billion in 2011, and that was just the first of many impressive predictions. The book also includes the US being plagued by terrorism and random acts of violence, often at schools, the rise of China as America's most powerful rival, a European Union of nations that nevertheless sees the UK siding with the US, gay and bisexual lifestyles becoming mainstream, in-flight entertainment, motor vehicles running on electric fuel cells, global TV news channels sent via satellite, laser printers, the marginalization of tobacco following a social backlash, a real-time social network, much like Twitter. The list goes on. Although one small detail is almost too hard to believe. A world leader called President Obama. Barack Obama, of course, was elected US president in 2009. Though critics have called some of the predictions a fluke, it's an impressive list nonetheless. And finally, we finish on something that is, well, I'm not going to beat around the bush. It's not a highbrow sci-fi classic, it's The Simpsons. It's hardly a reimagining of the technological limits of our world, and yet it has famously got a fair few predictions right. Who would have thought that Donald Trump would run for, let alone become president, when that episode aired in March 2000? But I'm not going to go through various things The Simpsons got right, because despite some accurate social commentary, they're bound to have done so across 700 episodes. That's besides the point. The reason I want to talk about the show now is a time that they not only predicted the future, but actively influenced it. A 1994 episode featured a bully called Kearney asking a friend of his to take down a memo on his Newton, which was Apple's early attempt at a personal digital assistant. The memo was meant to read, "Beat up Martin," but the device misreads his handwriting as "Eat up Martha." This phrase became a mantra for Apple engineers years later when working on improved iOS software. Their former director of engineering said avoiding an "eat up Martha" moment motivated the iOS team to ensure the keyboard and autocorrect features for text input were far more accurate. So, perhaps the lesson here is that whatever predictions are made for the future, good or bad, we stand to benefit most if we can learn from them and strive for better. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out the Kaspersky social.
Again, I don't think some of them might be predictions, but like The Simpsons, or maybe they're, again, I think a lot of the things are influences and not predictions. I think they're legit, like, just influence. They're read by people who create, people who invent, people who do shit, and they influence those people, and those people become influenced, and then they create those things to the image of those that wrote those books, those shows, those whatever the fuck. And you know, it's to a certain extent, it's a way of making these moments feel like genuine. I don't know, life's weird. Alright, go to fucking scary shit. Lights out. So supposedly scary shit.
How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. Today we're looking at some terrifying urban explorations. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more scary content, just like this.
Scary urban explorations filmed in the dark of night are some of the most fascinating yet creepy videos circulating the internet. In this clip, supposedly filmed at an abandoned house somewhere in Japan, an urban explorer gets more than they bargained for when an unexpected guest arrives. The footage begins with blurry shots of the exterior of the creepy abandoned property. Viewers aren't able to make out much other than the dense foliage and dim shadows lit only by the light of the camera. A few seconds into the video, something unusual disturbs the peaceful woodland scene. An eerie hand can be seen gripping the corner of the house.
Ooh, a hand.
Only the hand is visible. The rest of the mysterious entity is hidden on the other side of the building. The hand appears to be pale and possibly streaked with dirt or mud.
How can you tell that shit with this fucking
Before
quality?
the explorer can investigate further, it disappears just as quickly as it arrived. Next, the urban explorer decides to
You gotta
enter
have
the
some
house.
fucking high for that shit, man. Holy fuck.
As they examine every corner of the messy interior, the camera pans across an open doorway. However, the explorer doesn't seem to notice the ghostly face peering back at them.
Again,
Only the profile of the
what
mysterious
face?
figure is visible, with most of its features obscured by long dark hair hanging over its face. The entity seems a bit camera shy, ducking back into the doorway when the light of the camera finds it. It's unclear who or what this creepy entity may be. However, its appearance in the doorway is nothing short of terrifying. Chris Hopkins and his team of friends are the stars of numerous scary urban explorations. In this chilling video uploaded to YouTube, they explore an abandoned naval base, hoping to find something interesting to share with their followers. On a cold, windy night, they head to the naval base.
This building looks so weird.
Almost immediately upon entering the building, the group is startled by a loud banging noise.
Looks like a cave in over there.
They quickly run from the building to regroup, but soon decide to head back inside to continue exploring the rest of the abandoned base. The remainder of the exploration is largely uneventful. However, when it comes time to leave the building and head back to safety, something terrifying seriously spooks the explorers. The group has to travel through a wooded area. As they walk and chat about their evening, the quiet of the night is suddenly shattered by an inhuman growl echoing through the trees.
Make sure you don't get caught on the fence. Holy bro!
How is that
Quickly
inhuman?
begins to run from the terrifying sound.
That literally sounds like the shittiest fucking scream I've ever heard. Dude, oh my god.
Luckily, they make it back to the road, but no.
What? The initial scream, growl, Satan noise. That's a funny way to put it. Scream, growl, Satan noise. These fucking idiots never heard metal, did they? You never fucking heard metal, have you? Holy fucking shit.
Luckily, they make it back to the road, but not before one of the boys loses his phone during their frantic escape.
My phone, help me.
Go listen to fucking metal, you stupid fuck. Is this guy wearing fucking slippers into this shit? Oh my god,
They all
dude.
agree it didn't sound like any animal they've ever heard before.
I know. Help me. No, I was trying to go like follow behind.
They even theorized that the sound could have been made
Kids,
by a
man, they're
ghost
so
or perhaps a
stupid.
cryptid such as Bigfoot.
It was like, yeah, I know. Like, it sounded like a freaking Bigfoot. That's what it reminds me of, a zombie. You know, it's called.
With only the sound to go on, it's unclear what chased them through the woods that night. However, other urban explorers should definitely be wary of visiting this creepy location.
Holy bro!
Holy bro, saw dude,
The scary urban
goddamn
exploration is
shit.
filmed by YouTuber Exploring with Cody sometimes turn up bizarre supernatural things. However, this terrifying video showcases one of the scariest experiences he's ever
Explorer
caught.
stumble
However, this
into what?
terrifying
Upon
video
sinister
showcases
ridge.
one of the scariest
Wow.
experiences he's ever caught on camera. As Cody attempts to approach the abandoned buildings he means to explore, he briefly hesitates when he notices a light outside that keeps turning on and off without explanation.
This light right here keeps turning on and off. We're not sure if we're gonna go. That's the building we want to go to.
It's all dark, and the strange light is the only thing illuminating the trees outside of the abandoned site.
That's a different light.
Despite the darkness, the explorers are not the first ones to check out the site. As they approach the building, another group is silently exiting the area.
Abandoned building next to us. You can see their lights moving around.
Undeterred, Cody and his team continue to approach the building and enter through a window. They walk around the empty property, capturing shots of decrepit chairs and rundown rooms. For the most part, their visit is largely uneventful. That is, until they hear strange, high-pitched sounds coming from a nearby room. The group decides to investigate the noises. They peek inside the
More
room where the
kids.
noises seem to be coming from, and much to their surprise, they see several flickering lights.
Do you see that light? Do you see that light?
Upon further investigation, they discover a small circle of lit candles on the floor of the room. Before they can examine the candles closely, another strange noise sends them running from the building. Because the team was not alone at the site that night, they theorized that the candles came from the group that was leaving when they arrived. The configuration of the candles and their placement in the abandoned house seems to suggest that some sort of sinister ritual was taking place.
I never understand, like, you're fucking walking around with a fucking LED camera light, whatever the fuck that shit shines like fucking all over the goddamn place. It literally lights up the whole fucking place in front of it. And you're fucking whispering. You think no one sees that shit? Man, has people in has viewers on YouTube really become so fucking stupid that they just don't give a fuck anymore of what they're looking at? They just don't. Do people have no fucking criteria for like what they're watching anymore? They don't fucking give a fuck anymore. They just don't, you know, like they don't complain. They don't stop watching stupid fucking shit. You know what I mean? Like, when content is fucking stupid, I feel like you should just stop watching it. Make people make good content. Make people use their motherfucking brains so that shit is enjoyable. This shit's not fucking enjoyable. This shit's just fucking pathetic. It just makes me wonder, like, has everybody lost their fucking minds? Has anyone ever, you know, does anyone even use their fucking brains anymore? Or is it just like a fucking brainless world we're living in anymore? Is this what society has become? Is this what the norm has become? Is like just shitty fucking content left and right? And people believing this shit because these fucks get thousands upon thousands of views. And people fucking go in and, oh, you didn't see that. Oh, there's a thing right there. And it's like, it's clearly something fucking put there on purpose. I like some of these videos because, like, you can clearly see effort for entertainment. And it's like watching a horror movie, man. Like, some horror movies, you know they're fucking movies, but you watch them because they're entertaining. And you know they're movies. You know no one's dying in there. You know no one's fucking getting actually stabbed. You know no one's, you know, truly dying, but it's entertaining. It's you know, you enjoy it because it has something behind it. It has a plot. It has, you know, like, people had to brainstorm the ideas. People had to put it together, like, properly. But a lot of this shit, man, it's just, oh, it's so awful, dude. It feels like just, like, I watched a fucking video the other day of some fucking two dudes supposedly exploring a fucking thing on Randonautica, and they supposedly find a chick that's eating someone. And it's a chick that's on a wig. And, like, they didn't even fucking bother putting some, like, makeup. Like, you don't even need to spend that much money on that shit. Like, you just grab, fucking legitimately throw some water onto the fucking ground. Throw some water onto some dirt. Make a little bit of mud and spread, like, she was wearing like a lab coat or some shit like that. And, like, a lot of her legs were exposed and her arms. Literally just throw some water onto some dirt, make a little bit of mud, fucking rub that shit on her legs, like make her look a little bit like decay and shit. And dude, effort. Put in some fucking effort. It was a woman in a fucking wig. Like, I look at that shit and I'm like, just, this is pathetic. This is not fun to watch. There's like no, it's just, it's pointless. It's a waste of time. I feel like I wasted my time watching that video. You know what I mean? It's like, what? And when I go through these, you know, some of them are so dumb they're funny, but like, when I find this kid's fucking whispering when he has a fucking light shining all over the fucking place. Like, do you think you're passing like completely unnoticed? Like, you think no one notices that you're there because you're fucking whispering? Well, everyone's around you fucking blind? Is that it? Is that so? Those that fucking put the candles there, they're fucking blind, right? They don't know they can't see the light, right? They're just completely fucking, they're deaf. Or yeah, no, they're blind. They can only hear. Oh my god, man.
What would you do if you came across this eerie sight? Would you immediately run or quietly continue your investigation? Let me know what you would do in the comments section below.
I'd slap the shit out of that kid, tell like start making good content.
YouTuber
Stupid
Connor Does Adventure is no stranger to scary urban explorations. However, when he and his friends decided to visit an old abandoned tunnel, they encountered something they'll certainly never forget.
Alright, Cameron, where's your flashlight? Right here.
More kids.
Having explored these same tunnels before, the group wasn't expecting
I'm sure
anything
this is
too strange or
100%
scary to
legit.
interrupt their filming. At first, the areas of the dark tunnel, lit up only by their flashlights, turn up nothing more interesting than graffiti and the occasional piece of litter. However, a few minutes into the exploration, things take a turn when they hear a noise that sounds like someone jumping down into the tunnel behind them.
That was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah. Wait, shh, 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 shh.
No.
I can't.
They zoom in on the area and manage to capture a shot of a chilling figure peering back at them.
Hold on, let me zoom in.
There's a thing standing.
The group runs from the tunnel in terror. Unfortunately, it seems that they ran in the opposite direction to the exit, and they can only leave by heading back into the tunnel. Almost immediately, they begin hearing strange cries coming from the darkness.
What is this?
Soon after,
Why do you select these? Are you running out of content, man? Why do you select this video to make it into your fucking compilation here? This is so dumb,
after
man.
the figure approaches, in the light, we can see a pale humanoid creature walking slowly toward them.
What?
Again, the boys run in terror, eventually making it safely to the exit.
Yeah, they're running for sure.
While it's unclear what chased them, it seems unlikely that they'll go back to investigate the tunnel or its mysterious inhabitant.
Yeah, they were running
anytime
here.
soon.
Definitely, dude.
YouTuber Hype Mike decided to check out an abandoned factory one afternoon and film his experience for
A creeper, dude, from Minecraft. Oh
followers to
shit,
watch.
bro.
Little did he know he was not alone in the creepy building. He approaches the huge structure and enters through a doorway that seems to have been violently kicked in.
Entrance, guys. The door is like almost like kicked open. Like you even see like these footmarks here.
He walks around the building, recording the usual graffiti and litter that most urban explorers find at abandoned sites. Further into the exploration, he begins hearing strange noises.
What was that? Guys, did you hear that?
This seems to suggest that the building may not be as abandoned as he first thought.
What the f***? What's going on there?
Despite the terrifying sounds, he
Good thing you're in the
continues his
bathrooms. Might as
exploration.
well take a shit,
He
bro.
comes across other unusual things like a dead bird,
It's like bird stuff right here. Like almost like someone's like eating a bird. That'd be nuts.
and burnt spots all over the walls.
Don't forget, bird is the word.
Fire in here or something. I swear people are trying to burn this place down. But like why?
The noises seem to follow him, eventually getting louder.
What the f was that?
As the sun
That would be
sets,
the
things
perfect
seemingly
space for a fucking epic fight.
return to normal. That is until something truly terrifying happens. A shirtless man in a mask jumps out from behind a door.
What the f? Yo!
He emits strange
Oh
guttural
my
cries and waves his
God,
arm
dude.
as he chases the explorer from the property.
The fucking acting.
Nothing about the strange man's
Give
appearance
this
seems
man an Oscar.
supernatural. However,
These
his
man an
unusual and
Oscar.
somewhat threatening behavior was certainly enough to convince the explorer to leave. Sometimes people are the scariest creatures of all.
Holy shit. I'm ending it here.
Before we take a look at some really eerie footage taken in a tunnel, remember to hit that subscribe button, then click that little bell icon there. And remember to turn on all channel notifications. That way you'll be in the loop every time we upload.
Oh,
our
dude, that
scary
is
videos.
great. I've seen that before, but that doesn't get old.
Abandoned tunnels are a popular spot for scary urban explorations. There are usually few ways to get in or out, and little light penetrates the darkness as you move further into the passage. In this video, one urban explorer gets much more than they bargained for when exploring what seems to be an ordinary tunnel. At first, the tunnel is brightly lit. The camera shots are blurry, but we can clearly see there are working lights illuminating the space.
Great quality. Love it.
However, as the explorer begins to look around, they're suddenly pitched into darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only light in the space comes from the distant end of the tunnel. Suddenly, something seems to spook the explorer, causing them to fall to the ground.
It's a goblin.
As the camera continues to record, it manages to capture a truly creepy scene. A group of strange figures approaching from the darkness. The shot isn't clear enough to make out their features, but it does show that all of the figures are wearing the same clothing. They don't even look down at the camera as they march past. The footage ends
Southwest,
before we
dude.
find out what happens next. Did the urban explorer make it out of the tunnel, or were they the victim of something far more sinister? Without further information, we may never learn the truth behind this mysterious video. Now, if you can't get enough of the old slapped ham, then don't worry, we've got you covered.
Okay,
Check
dude.
out these 2 links.
So creepy. I'm shivering. Oh, dude, no way, bruh. Oh, so scary. Oh my god. 5 scary videos that will give you nightmares. I hope so. Let's get some nightmares. Who wants dreams,
Hello
dude?
everyone, my name is Spooks, and today we'll take
Dreams
a look
are
at
for
5
pussies.
scary videos. So, let's begin. A YouTube channel by the name of Paranormal Explorers specializes in uploading content related to paranormal entities, the exploration of creepy abandoned buildings.
I wouldn't.
On a particular video uploaded
really.
on August 22nd, 2020, the crew
The
behind
channel called
was exploring
Paranormal
an
Explorers
undisclosed area,
focuses on
more than
paranormal.
likely looking
Wow.
for any sort of paranormal evidence to capture on camera. If that is what they were looking for, it seems as though their hopes became a reality, as during one certain section of this video, something very weird and goosebump-inducing can be seen if you brighten up the video. Gratefully, the folks over at the Paranormal Explorers YouTube channel did exactly that over on My Sir Spook subreddit, where you can share or watch hundreds of paranormal related videos. Take a look at the video and see what the crew filmed that night.
You see them?
What?
Hello?
What's up?
Is that someone standing there with eyes, or is that just me?
What?
If you look right behind the gravestone in the center of the picture, you can see an odd light-shaped object seemingly peering from the corner of the gravestone
Oh my
before
fucking
disappearing
god,
from sight
dude.
altogether.
Anything for these fuckers is a fucking ghost, dude. Holy
Some commenters
shit.
aren't too convinced though, and say it's nothing more than a light. But what did
Wait. I just noticed. What the fuck? Why is... Hold up. Yo, why is it like that, bro? Oh, never mind. Wait, what? Wait, what frame? Oh, no, I'm gonna remove this shit. Should this be?
do you think? Is this evidence of a ghostly figure captured on camera for a brief moment? Or is there another explanation to this?
That's just
Let
weird.
me know in the comments.
Okay, I need to fix that.
Imagine it's a cold, brisk night and all seems to be going just right for you. You're having a peaceful, relaxing evening and you decide to go out and take in the beautiful view of the night sky, when suddenly you see something so incredibly strange and eerie that you cannot come up with an explanation. That's exactly what happened to Reddit user
That's
Spooky
better.
Boy, who shared the following video over on the Humanoid Encounters subreddit. The strange figure in the sky
Just a little bit. What is happening though, for some reason?
Guy begins to move slowly but surely closer toward the ground before the video ultimately ends.
There we go.
If that's not a strange, human-like figure, then I'm not quite sure what it could be. Some people in the comments say it could be some sort of object that is attached to a drone that can't be seen on camera. That would be the most comforting answer, but who knows? This could either be a simple and innocent video or footage of a strange floating man captured on camera. A YouTube user by the name of Warmonger shared a video to their channel on April 27th, 2019 that was taken in an unknown forest. It may only be 6 seconds long, but sometimes the shortest videos can be the hardest to explain, and the strangest as well. In the video we see a seemingly normal forest late at night, as the person recording points their camera out toward the darkness, which is when something eerie makes a brief appearance. Take a look. The creature looks like it definitely could just be a person acting like a humanoid creature, but we also didn't get a good enough look at it to be absolutely sure.
Looks like, look at that fucking walk, dude. Or that crawling
audio, so we will never know if anything was actually said when this creature appeared on camera.
Motherfucker trying to act up. Ah, dude.
This is also the only video that was ever uploaded to Warmonger's YouTube channel, so it may not have been made for the purpose of staging in hopes to go viral.
Yeah, you also should look at the profile picture of Warmonger and fucking take your realizations from that.
In the comments.
Oh man. Brain. It's not that hard to use, man. You gotta exercise it sometime.
By the name of Yodru shared a video that at first glance seems to be nothing out of the ordinary. In it, a man is seen filming in his mother's closet as he wants to show his friends the shelf that he made for her. Out of nowhere, the man then hears a strange, screaming sound which understandably alarms him and causes him to ask out loud, "Who's that?" before something frightening happens. Take a look.
This shit's fire. Mama got this set up. What the hell is that? Oh! What the hell is that? Oh!
The man also shows a series of videos of other creepy things that have happened to him in his house, which range from objects moving on their own to even more strange noises coming from seemingly nowhere.
All day.
Yo, dude.
But bro, this shit opened even more, you know. But
the man in question says he no longer lives at the house and is glad that he doesn't. Sadly, neither him or we have any sort of certain answer as to what happened in his house throughout the course of these videos. But let's hope that one day we get the answers we are all hungry
Some
for.
TikTok bullshittery.
A man named Joseph, otherwise known on TikTok as Bill B. Backens, shared a video to the popular social media platform of him and his friends going on a walk somewhere outside. He says that they were all going up a hill and all was going just as planned when they suddenly saw a big group of frightening white-clothed figures off in the distance, which startled them.
So me and the boys went on like a little walking adventure to this place, and we was the only ones around, and we was walking up the hill and we looked back and we saw these. We don't know who they are, like some sort of like cult or religion. They're walking into a pitch black forest, and you see a video in there of the sounds they were making. It was so scary. So yeah, we did follow him in the end. It wasn't the wisest of decisions.
Oh, you're all
We was
kids.
the only ones
Never
around,
mind
so
then.
We was walking up the hill and we looked back and we saw these. We don't know who they are, like some sort of like cult or religion. They're walking into a pitch black forest.
Then a moment later, he shows
they're
us a
not
video
the
of some odd
spiky
and chilling
fucking
sounds
hooded
seemingly coming from the
cucks.
cult-like group off in the distance, which sounds like some extremely weird group singing.
Can't even hear shit.
The uploader and his friends can only drop their jaws in complete and utter awe and terror, and are quite visibly spooked by the whole incident. What happened during Joseph and his friends' walk that day? Did they actually come across a creepy cult in the middle of nowhere? Or were these just everyday people just walking about? Either way, this video is definitely one that is sure to send shivers down your spine.
Why would this send me shivers down my
5
spine?
scary videos. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then subscribe for more scary content. My name is Sir Spooks, and I'll see you all in the next video.
It did not send shivers down my spine, and it most definitely will not give me nightmares. What a shame, dude. What a fucking shame. I was hoping. I was kind of hopeful. Not gonna lie. But, you know. I don't believe anything. It's just videos. Like, what's gonna tell me it's not just a fucking video for TikTok? It's not fucking, the kid's parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, hey, oi parents, let's make a video for fucking TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit's fucking making bank nowadays and stuff. So, hey, can you help us out? And stuff. Yeah, I don't have the best British accent, so yeah, I'm sorry if I offend anyone, but yeah, it's, you know what I mean. Like, the point that's basically the point. Is they could literally just ask their fucking parents, hey, can you like put on some sheets on and fucking go, like motherfucking into the woods as we're like sitting up there filming you guys, and yeah, I feel like playing. Maybe I'll do some remnanting. Let me see if it's got updates or not. If it's got updates, I'm just gonna end the stream and call it a night. it does not. Very well. Very well. Actually, you know what? It's 3 hours and 40 minutes to stream. Well, might as well just end it with just chatting. We watched a couple of videos. We played. We finished Forbidden Place, or A Place Forbidden. Actually, we played Ginkgo. The demo. Really cool concept game. I'm excited to see if that game comes out and if it remains free to play or what's gonna come out of there. Yeah, it was interesting stream again. I was honestly hoping that Ginkgo was gonna be like a full-on game. People said it was short. I didn't even read the bio or the about the game, so I just rushed through it, and I didn't read that it was a demo. So I legitimately just I read it was short, so I thought, well, maybe it's just gonna be short, like 2 hours, 3 hours. That's fine. So I just thought, I'm just gonna get this game, play it for like 2-3 hours, complete it, and then I'm gonna be done with the stream. Here's how it was a little demo of 20 to 40 minutes, which is fine, and then we just ended up doing fucking just chatting, watching some videos while I also had my dinner and stuff. So, but now I'm gonna call it. I was thinking about maybe playing a game, but I'm just gonna call it for tonight. Feel like it's a better thing to do with it, just chatting and reacting to some videos and stuff. Probably going to be on tomorrow, honestly. I've been enjoying streaming and stuff. I'm going to see what I can bring tomorrow, if I can bring some more fresh stuff to play, or if I'm going to be playing Remnant or something. I feel like the reason why I've been enjoying streaming, it's because I've been having different shit to play, and that's like the cool dealio. So yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna be looking for stuff to possibly be playing. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you all in soon. So yeah. Have a good one. Bye-bye.